Hello again everyone, Saki here and welcome back to my PC repair shop, and it is Friday the 26th, and as you can see today, a lot of deliveries here. We have our 1TB hard drive that came in, some RAM, and a bunch of jobs as well as an 8 GB Team Group T-Force, so we can get a few of these computers ready to go. First up, let's pick up what was delivered. So here is our 1TB hard drive and then two 8 GB sticks of RAM, and that should be well and good for us. So without further ado, we've got the metric crap ton of PCs to repair here. So here is the 1.5 terabytes of storage. Let's go ahead and get Blake Patterberg taken care of. And then we'll make sure that old Blake doesn't have any extra requests. And of course we do have some more emails that we can take a gander at whenever we get done with this. All right, so that's a 16 gig there. There's Blake Patterson, the movie reviewer who wants to rip computers. Increase my storage capacity another terabyte. And I'm not seeing anything like any cable requests, so that is easily done. Let's go ahead and fit that terabyte hard drive in. Of course, we need to remove the case, and then hopefully there is an expansion port for our second hard drive that we can squeeze this 1 terabyte hard drive into. Let's go ahead and, there we go, open that drive bay from the other side then. Okay, sounds good. And there is the Easy Store 500 gig. All we have to do is open up that drive bay there. Let's go with our storage and the 1 terabyte 64 megabyte ROTA. Okay, we'll go ahead and do our cables here, connect up the power and the data, and get it booted to the operating system here. All right, drive bay closed. We just need to hook up our cables and see if this thing powers on. A very clean desktop, only add remove programs, and taking a look at that, that is good to go. All we need to do is install our PC parts here on this side panel and get this thing back and checked out. And easy peasy, just like that, placed in the delivery area, and we don't have any more space. We have to put it where we need it to go. And let's go ahead and collect that money from Blake Patterson here. 5-star Bungle review. That's what I'm talking about. Almost up to 3 complete stars. So let's go ahead, and this is a crap ton of lists, but 16 gigs of RAM. This guy wants Team Group, and we have the G-Skill Fortis 8 gig. So I think I'm going to take this one out and then put in the Team Group that we have, or the red Team Group, as well as put in a couple one of those 4 gig cards that we have before. So that is old Marge Keating, and Marge also wants plastic white cables. So without further ado and delay, let's go ahead and get those RAM sticks installed. All right, first things first, we'll open up this memory clip and remove that RAM. That one should be good. Then all we need to do is do the Team Force red 8 gig there, as we are currently going to use the white one for the other PC that needed 16 gigs and also white. All right, we'll install, oh, some incompatible, huh? Interesting, so the RAM stick that was in there is also incompatible. So we can finish this up today by using that T-Force 8 gig. I mean, it's technically T-Force, so we can get this out of the way. And now we just need to swap out all of the cables. So let's go ahead and start yanking all these things out. All right, everything is picked clean. Let's go ahead and install some loose plastic plain cables here and get everything connected back up. Hard drive power, hard drive data, all that good stuff. The cooling fan, motherboard power, fan power, of course, need cooling, the button. All right, and everything looks set there. Let's make sure this also powers up to the operating system. And this one should be good. And what we may need to do is order another 8 gig stick for that other PC that wanted Team White. All right, so interesting enough, this doesn't look like white plastic. But when I remove it to unplug the motherboard and install the loose plastic white cable, kind of looks black. Hopefully that's okay. This cable is also the same way. Let's see if we can help that cable out there. And that one looks black as well. Maybe we don't have clear plastic cables for that. Well, we'll see. All right, this PC is ready to go. All we need to do is install those side panels. Once again, we can get this one out of our hair, and we'll take a look and see if we need to order that second RAM stick. I didn't count on those 4 gig sticks being incompatible. Luckily, we got that other white computer, or that other white RAM, like, good to go. So keying is now done. Well, I say that, but we forgot our power supply shroud. But as soon as we get this one screwed in, we will be ready to go. So good thing it told me that it was incomplete. And now we're ready to drop that off and get Marge her computer back quick, fast, and in a hurry. Booyah. Hey, Marge. The RAM upgrade went well, and I'm really happy. I am glad. 310 extra bucks, almost 3 stars. All right, so we can discard that one. Yeah, Mr. Review, we can do that. All right, upgrade the graphics card. We did not get a graphics card in. Looking at our calendar here, our 8 gig stick of G-Skill Fortis will be delivered there. And then there are... yeah, there's our next gaming card there. And that's what we were doing. The World of Tanks guy. We wanted to get the PC here to run Can I Run It? And see that. All right, so D. Gross of the laboratory here has, yeah, the Team Group Force Dark Silver 8 gig. Now we have 2 4 gig sticks, so I'm going to see if possibly D. Gross can be worked on with our RAM sticks here. Of course, first and foremost, we need to install some compressed air here and get this dust out of here until satisfactory. And then we'll take a look. I think he said he wanted black plastic cables, which is easily done. All right, dust is clean. So let us try to open up these memory bays and install this memory here. Nope, incompatible. Yeah, it's all incompatible. All right, so this one we're going to have to put off to the side just for a hot second and get something on order here for him. So we'll put D. Gross back. Let's see, the dust is cleaned out. He needs 16 gigs of RAM. So that is going to be the T-Force T-Dark Silver 2666 megahertz. Is that what? Nope, 2400 is coming here. So yeah, that one white RAM stick was supposed to go into D. Gross. So we can go ahead and place that order. So we'll just order that one. We'll go 3 to 5 working days, as this is not a high priority. So D. Gross will be moved up. We're waiting on that graphics card there. Upgrade the CPU. So we should have, I believe, yes, the Ryzen 5 quad-core on order for Tuesday. So that will be coming soon. Upgrade to 8 gigs of RAM complete by the end of day, 10 days away. You're already rocking DFL Motivator 4 gig. So if we can squeeze in one of those 4 gigs, that would be awesome. And also plastic white cables. And clicked on something bad that's also a virus scan. So Louis Vanessa. Let's see if we can just get away with this here. We will remove that memory clip and install some memory. No, it's all incompatible. Everything is incompatible. Well, crap. All right. So, yeah, we're going to have to put this one off to the side and see if we can order something here. So he is rocking the 4 gig DFL Motivator 2400. That is easily done. So another DFL Motivator 4 gig 2400 megahertz, and we've got 10 days, so 3 to 5 working days should be good. And Amanda McQueen needs this in 3 days, 16 gigs of RAM. So she's rocking the Team Group T-Force Dark 8GB 266 megahertz. She's not specifying Team Group, so we have an 8GB stick we might be able to put in there, and plastic white cables and another virus scan. So let's get Amanda McQueen taken care of. And all of our RAM is incompatible with her as well. And since this is a 3-day job, we are going to have to need to put a rush on this, which is fine, all things considered. So Amanda McQueen at HGTV, let's make sure that we know what she is rocking. A Team Group T-Force Dark Red. So that one, and we will put a rush on it. Next day delivery should be fine, right? No, it's Friday. And she wants it done by what day? The end of day on the 29th. Yeah, so we can do next business day then. That is fine. Let's go to our cart. See if it still remembers. Yes, indeed. So next day delivery, $30. And Amanda can be taken care of. There is an upgrade on the CPU as well. Now we only have, so there is our second processor. We have an Intel Pentium G4520 coming and an AMD Ryzen 5 quad core coming as well. So Steven is taken care of. And then this one's in transit. That one's in transit. All right, my gaming rig isn't booting anymore. I don't know what's wrong with it. Can you diagnose what's wrong with it? It seems to power, the fans go around, but it doesn't get any further than the BIOS screen. Can you have a look and fix whatever is wrong with it? Okay, so we're thinking maybe hard drive on this. Okay, we'll accept that one. Yes, we will figure it out. All right, PC can play Rocket League. All right, we'll do that. Rig needs an upgrade, another 16 gigabytes of RAM. No timeline, so that's fine. Upgrade to 16 gigs, 12 days for that one. A lot of stuff. There wasn't enough space in your delivery area. Yeah, we're going to have to get some of these PCs out of here in order to even start taking more stuff. All right, so looking at Monday, when we come in, we've got 2 big deliveries of parts. We can free up that. And then the next day, 3 more deliveries. So, yep, we are doing okay here. I think that is all we can do. So I will see you tomorrow. We have space for how many? Just 2 more PCs. All right. So I will see you tomorrow. All right, part delivery on Monday. We have our Fortis 8GB and the Team T-Force Dark 8GB. So most of these have been upgrading RAM. We're going to be ordering a lot of RAM, I believe, but first and foremost, we need to get must complete job. Can you upgrade my PC? And once again, Postman tried to deliver some stuff. All right, can you upgrade my PC? So there she is, Amanda McQueen at amandafish.tv. She needs the Team T-Force Dark Red 8GB. All right, so let's get Amanda taken care of once again. And there we go, Team T-Force 8GB right there in the 3rd slot. Click. And then all we got to do is install the side panel, get that back on, and see if this thing boots up. And boot is good, and she wanted plastic white cables. So let's do that cable swap. All right, getting these plain white cables in. And thinking about it now, I think maybe I had gray cables selected on that one PC that we got 4 stars on. But this one is definitely white. I made sure of that. All right, so everything is cabled in nice and easy. Let's power this thing back up. Yep, everything is powered on. All we have to do is get these mounts back on, get the shroud back on, and then get the side panel back on, and this other side. And we are now ready to complete Amanda's order and get one of these computers gone. Oh, it's not as quick as it used to be. That is a virus scan as well. Hold on. Just a quick virus scan. Here we go. And let's run the virus scanner. Hey, Amanda, what you into, girl? Oh, man. 336 infected files. There we go. So now Amanda should be ready to go. Got that done, and collect that moolah. Nice. Plastic white cables, 5-star Bongle review. Awesome. So then what we have is the other 8GB stick, and it was the upgrade the graphics card. That is Team Group CPU, upgrade to 8 gigs of RAM. So the motivator, and it is a shame. We have a couple real easy ones. Remove viruses, but complete by the end of day, and we don't have enough space for any new deliveries, unfortunately. It's a shame that they're not going to ask tomorrow. Yeah, upgraded parts needed, all that good stuff. So we've got delivery of the processors and the graphics card, so that will be 3 done. But unfortunately, we're not going to be able to do anything else. Yeah, so we can only get in 1 extra PC on delivery tomorrow. We'll get 3 out the door tomorrow, though. Just a shame on those ones that, you know, are just a virus scan. Hopefully we get one of those and we can get that out the door as well. But, yeah, waiting on that delivery to come. Yeah, it's a shame we use that other RAM stick up. But tomorrow we've got 2 processors and a graphics card and lots of computers coming in, or trying to. We'll see which ones show up, so I will see you tomorrow. Next day delivery, there we go. So a GTX 970, a Ryzen quad-core, and a Pentium G4520. All right, so first and foremost, Business Carl with his GTX 960. We ordered the 970, so this should be good. I was on PC and saw some awesome plastic white cables and dodgy website. All right, so Business Carl. Virus scan, new graphics card, and everything should be awesome. All right, let's pull these cables out. Might as well pull them all out because we have to put in white plastic, as well as swapping out the video card and all that stuff. Get this PCI lock off, pull the graphics card, and then squeeze in our graphics card GTX 970. So that is awesome. We got ourselves a GTX 960, which if that one can run like Rocket League or World of Tanks, we can get by with very little as far as out-of-pocket costs. And yeah, if this thing boots up and everything is awesome, all we need to do is run that old virus scan. All right, can boot to the OS. All we need to do, get that old virus scanner on there. And I believe this one will be done for Business Carl, and that is a nice bit of change that is going to come our way. All right, Business Carl. Yep, 300, 400, almost 500 infected files. So that is all ready to go. All we got to do, wait. Okay, good. It pulled our USB stick out. All right, Carl, you are good, good sir. And whatever my kids put on there, yeah, my kids, is gone now. Awesome. So that one is done. Next up, we have the CPUs to do. So old Jimmy Johnson had the AMD Ryzen 3. So this is going to be our AMD upgrade here. We'll see also what else he needs. Nice and shiny. It's not as quick as it used to be. We'll run a virus scanner on that as well. All right, let's get this processor installed. All right, CPU handle out. We'll remove the Ryzen 3 and install our CPU Ryzen 5. There we go. Plop that in, and of course we need to install our old thermal paste. Blop. All right, cooling fan installed, new Ryzen installed. Should be just a little bit faster. And then there'll be one more CPU to install as well. And of course, we have to run our virus scanner on this guy as well. All right, Jimmy Johnson, what have you been looking at? 356, not as bad as the last business computer, but Jimmy Johnson is now ready to go. Plop that down and collect, and another 5-star job. Upgraded CPU is working great. That is good to hear. And then we have another CPU to install here. This one should be the Intel, yeah. So, all right, super slow. Yep, in time. Plastic black cables. I'm an Intel fanboy. Well, I've got you an Intel. Good, sir. All right, Steven, let's get you set up and get you some black plastic cables as well. All right, motherboard fan off, cooler out, open the CPU shield, pop out the Intel Pentium 4500, and we will install a brand new Pentium 4520 Skylake. Yeah, 3600 megahertz. How's about that? All right, get that shield down, plop ourselves in some thermal paste, and then install that CPU cooler like so. Booyah. And just connect up that cable. And CPU is upgraded. Now let's rip out these cables here. All right, some cheeky hidden cables have been yanked. And let's just make sure that Steven wanted plastic black. All right, that we can definitely do. So cables, loose plain plastic black. All right, let's get everything hooked back up. All right, plain black plastic cables installed. This thing should boot to the operating system just fine, although I just spoke evil into the world, so it's not going to happen. But everything should be awesome nonetheless. In fact, I'm so confident. We're going to put on those side panels and get this thing ready to pull. Like so. Nice and easy. All right, moment of truth. Let's do it. And there we go. Steven is done. We'll place that in the delivery area as well. You are done, good sir. 5-star. CPU was the thing, and I'm really happy. Good to hear. All right, so the next one will be a little bit of a detective work. So we brought in Mr. World of Tanks, and he wants a solid 60 FPS, so beyond just bare minimum specs. We have 6 days to get it done, and he wants gigabyte components. So let's go to the Deadly Caravan, install Will It Run, or Can I Run It? That's a wonky angle. And is that World of Tanks? No, Cooler Master. I was going to say, does he have a World of Tanks case that I don't know about? At any rate, we will install Can I Run It, see what World of Tanks needs, and then place our orders from there. And can play World of Tanks on minimum spec. All right, that's all we need to know. All right, so Will It Run? Let's get some World of Tanks action going. All right, Will It Run? World of Tanks. Booyah. All right, so we do indeed need a graphics card, but hey, the NVidia Geforce GTX 960 is minimum, and I think we actually have one of those. Though he says he wants gigabyte components. So we have 2 gigabyte cards. One is a 2 gig VRAM, the other is a 4 gig VRAM. $40 is the difference. The 960 looked to be 2 gigabytes, but there were a few that were 4. So I am going to do the add to cart there and do 3 to 5 working days on that one and put Mr. World of Tanks off to the side. Next up, Real Cheese at Minty Mail. Just diagnose and fix. You don't know what is wrong at all, so let's diagnose this from the ground up and do some detective work and see if we can figure out what's going on. Try turning on the power and see what happens. The BIOS will give you a clue. If nothing happens, then it could be a broken power supply. If that doesn't help, work your way through the computer components until you find broken ones. Sounds good. Let's attach all these cables and see what Senior BIOS screen has for us in store. All right, moment of truth. We know this is not going to go to the operating system here. No CPU. Okay. How did that happen? How? All right, turn that off. And how does one lose a CPU? What is your story? My gaming rig isn't booting anymore. Tell you what. Okay, let's see if we have a CPU that would fit. It could be a dead CPU as far as that's concerned. Yes, indeed. So it is a Ryzen, and we actually have a Ryzen in stock, and he didn't say make sure it has a... Yeah, this one's broken. No, don't install that. I need to install and sell that for $6 and install this Ryzen 3, and we may be able to get away with that. Let's install some thermal paste here. Move that handle down, that tricksy handle. There we go, close that CPU handle there. Have to go to remove, and now we go CPU coolant. Plop that in there. Connect everything back up and see if we got a good boot. Oh wow, the fans weren't even plugged in, good sir. Alright, so now we got the fans on. Alright, power up and see what happens. Alright, so luckily we held on to that Ryzen because that one is done. Good job. Didn't have to spend any extra parts, anything of that nature. So, real cheese, I have good news for you, sir. Real cheese? No, it was fixed. Inferior CPU. Well, I have news for you. It doesn't say, I want a certain speed. My CPU must do a certain thing. No, it is, get my computer started, which it is. Inferior CPU, my right foot. Okay, so we'll have to take that one out and order another Ryzen. And yeah, it's reading my Ryzen 3 that I put in. I think it was a Ryzen 5. All right, so we have to give him back the equivalent of what he gave us, which is not in the email at all. It didn't say, okay, I got you. All right, well, I'm taking my processor back. So we can give him back the 5 quad-core 1400 for 170 or the 5 quad-core 1500X. We'll just spend that extra money. Do you have a deadline? You do not, so we'll get that Ryzen in there just as slow as you'd like. Booyah there. All right, so that is end of day. A few of them are not here. The ones that we have to get done today are still in transit, but we do have some spaces open, so we might get a little bit of money back from them, but we will do one more day and get set up for Thursday, as we have a lot of deliveries coming in on Thursday, and we can pretty much get the floor wiped out then. So let's power down, and I will see you tomorrow. Just on Gifford's computer here, he wants to play Rocket League at the minimum. Yeah, no dice. I don't have any video cards with 4 gigs of video memory, so an AMD Radeon 470 4G. So the MSI Radeon right there, will add that to the cart, and 3 to 5 working days. Dust is cleaned out, so that will do it for Gifford, who wants to play Rocket League at minimum spec. Light gray cables will remember that in the future. So we'll put this down. We are absolutely full, and now we will be moving on to tomorrow, where we're going to get a delivery of a bunch of parts and supposedly a few more computers, but that is to be determined. Depends on how many computers we can move out the door here. But that will do it for me in this episode of PC Building Simulator. Like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.